Good evening, everyone. I'm Savith Archana. So, as you all know, today we are going to discuss about thrushes in Sri Lanka. Before going there, we have to cover up a small lesson about classification of birds. Now, as you all know, there are birds belong to the biological class of aves and live virtually everywhere on Earth. And there are about 9,000 different species of birds around the world. Now it is hard to identify now 9,000 of these bird species individually. So ornithologists have divided these birds into 25 orders and 146 families. So when we are talking about bird classification, we come up with a word about passerine. Now, what does passerine mean? As you can see in the screen, this bird has three toes. This raptor called bird has three toes in front and one toe backward. This bird also has like this. And the birds with three toes forward and one toe backward are known as passerines. And non-passerines are the total opposite. You can see this woodpecker, this aquatic bird. These birds belong to the non-passerine group. Now, why does these passerines have three toes forward and one toe backward? They have this type of function because they can perch. What does perch mean? Perch means resting in one place. Now, you might have seen birds on the electric wires, branches on trees. So they need to hold up that branch. So for their ease, there are three toes forward and one toe backward because they can like hold the branch. Okay. Okay. Now let's move on to our topic. Thrushes in Sri Lanka. Let's talk a few facts about thrushes. The thrush bird belongs to the family of Turdidae, a passerine bird family. They are found worldwide. Thrushes are small to medium-sized birds living on ground that feed on insects or invertebrates and fruits. They are mostly found in wooded areas open on ground looking for insects. And there are 172 species of thrushes recognized by the International Ornithological Congress. Okay, and uh, their main threat is the raccoons, chipmunks, blue jays, and American crows. Okay, now let's move on to our first bird, spot-winged ground thrush. So there are six thrushes living in Sri Lanka. In those six thrushes, three of them are endemic to Sri Lanka. They are the spot-winged ground thrush, Ceylon scaly thrush, and Ceylon whistling thrush. Okay, the first one is Ceylon winged ground thrush. So they have white spots on their wings and ease to make out. Face marked strongly with black and white, and densely they are seen densely shaded forest and forages for invertebrates on forest floor. Their distribution is on wet zone, lowlands to mid-hills. Emerges to feed on trails at dawn and dusk. Their voice is one of Sri Lanka's five special of two birds endowed with a double larynx, wide vibrate of coal notes and rich melodious song. Ceylon scaly thrush. Their underparts brown with dark scaling unlike in spot-winged ground thrush, which has white underparts in black spots. Wings do not have two white spotted bars, longer heavier bill and no white spots on wings. Elusive, rarely permitting clear views. And the habitat is on forests from lowlands to highlands and partial to forest patches adjoining springs. The distribution is on wet zones from lowlands to highlands where good quality forests remain. Singharazi is the best location for bird watching. So their voice is a hissing call more high pitched than that spot-winged brown thrush. Seldom sings song reminiscent of but different from that the spot-winged brown thrush. In March 2002, recorded singing in the evening in Horton Plain. Until then, it had been thought that it sang only in the morning, and this Ceylon scaly thrush is classified as endangered on EUCN red list. Ceylon whistling thrush. This is also an endemic bird. Male brown black with blue gloss on forepaws and blue shoulder patch. Female brown with blue shoulder patch. In densely shaded undergrowth favorable by these birds, they can look dull black. Whistling thrushes are sensitive to ultraviolet light, and the patterns of contrasting blue may be much more vivid on to them than they appear to us. The habitat is densely shaded streams, mainly insectivorous, but opportunistically eats vertebrate animals such as geckos and agamid geckos. Confined to cloud forest in central highlands and the knuckles, also recorded in Singharaja East. Okay, the next bird, pied ground thrush. It, it is a striking black and white thrush with conspicuous white supercilin. Female repeats pattern of male, but in black is replaced with brown. The habitat is on forested areas in hills and highlands. Fond of berries of introduced Japanese Mahonia, and plants in Mahonia genus and family occur naturally in its breeding grounds in the Himalayas, and may explain why it has an affinity with the berry. When talking about their distribution, mid hills to highlands, Victoria Park in Novaria is a reliable site. The next bird, orange-headed thrush. The description is orange head and upper part, wings, mantle and tail gray. In female, mantle, wingle and tail are browner than male. Forest patches and occasionally well-wooded gardens with plenty of leaf litter. So their distribution on arrival spreads from lowlands to mid-hills, and their voice is rich, fluffy note. The next and last bird, the Indian blackbird, the only all-black thrush, beak redder than the common blackbird found in Europe. It is possible that race chemistry found in Sri Lanka may be split from race from India. This black color bird is the Indian male Indian blackbird. This is the Sri Lankan Indian blackbird. Okay, and it is organish legs and reddish eyes, and female browner than male. The habitat on birds of highlands that has adapted to human presence and visit home gardens. When Nilu are in bloom, Cotton Plains National Park seems to have a pair of Indian blackbirds at every 100 meters. At other times, these birds can be quite difficult to see in the park. The distribution is from mid-hills to highlands in wet zones. Their voice is one of 5 songbirds resident in Sri Lanka. Beautiful and complex repertoire of rich liquid notes. Contact calls, typical thrush-like hissing notes. Okay, so these are the references of my lesson, and thank you. This is the end of the lesson. It is actually a short lesson about thrushes in Sri Lanka, and I hope you understood the facts about these thrushes. And if you have any questions, you can post it to the chat box. So if you are watching this from YouTube, you can post the questions in the comment section. Thank you everyone for joining today's lesson. Do you have any questions? I think you don't have any questions. Okay, then that's all for today. Thank you for joining for today's lesson.